We're full up, I'm afraid. If you're looking for lodging, you'll have to hope there's room at the tavern. We do indeed. Forgive me if I mistook you for a tenant. There are quarters set aside upstairs. Passers-by with a bit of extra coin will find a welcome cot and a meal. This is a temporary measure, of course. It's not my place to share the dealings of the Valera family, but this is all rather public. Suffice it to say that a family in want of coin might find alternate means of securing their finances. In the case of this estate, that means renting the occasional room. No shame in making a practical sacrifice. But I've said enough. Speak with Otello if you have business with the Valera household. You'll find Otello Valera upstairs in his study. Well, as they say, business can always be better, yes? I'm sure I needn't bore you with the details.
You're looking prettier than when you left, or so.
Merla, cut it out. You're gonna make a habit of turning up.
To play nanny? They listen to you, Martino. Enough. We have a guest.
Ah, a new face in the Valera halls. You will forgive me if I'm distracted. Trouble and scandal plague my household. You kept Laro and Orso from the Beyond. We could use such a mediator. Martino has need of muscle and brains outside of the Valera house.
Let me take point on this one, Father. Some royal Deadfire crews have lately taken to pirate hunting. One such crew has been boasting of their victories near the Wild Mare, singing their Rauatai songs and making our clients anxious. Perhaps you've heard a few.
If songs make you people anxious, I can't wait for our next battle.
Hunting Principe dogs is our business. With all these problems with the Bardatos, now is not the time for competition from the Brass Citadel. It would be better if they took their business elsewhere.
Very subtle, Martino. I see now why your family is doing so well.
Was that not implied? Akosi, consider it done. Come back when the Rauatai dogs have been dispatched, dismissed, or dismembered.
Indeed. Look there. Just a moment, please. Well, if you insist, it's no trouble.
Maya, do you recall the tales or songs of your tribe?
No, I was a hatchling when I left the Deadfire.
No, I thought perhaps...
This isn't story time, fish boy. Don't make me send a Shiza after your eyes.
Ahoy there. Any news worth telling? Best news I've heard since I arrived on this rock. What of Captain Redora? Has she sobered up yet? Or do we need to shake her by her ankles? Did she now? Matters being what they are, Redora's commission is yours, if you can afford it. That'll be the Iron Thunderer, a cannon well-deserved of her name. Maybe she doesn't stand up to Rawatai standards, but she's got heart.
Same could be said of the Wahaki tribe, and look what happened to them.
For 1,000 pyres, she'll crack a hull, scour a sail, or splinter a deck like an imp with something to prove. But your friend's mouth has raised the price by 500.
I'll see that you get your money's worth, Captain.
Your vessel will spit fire like a worm with a belly full of fire kelp.
My Arua?
Didn't think I'd find you in Queen's Berth, did ya? At ease, soldier.
Apologies, ma'am. We promised to behave this time. Defiance Bay, am I right? I was but a face in the crowd, but I remember the one who walked out of Hadron House alive.
To Takoa. May our enemies crumple under cannon shot.
To the motherland! Captain gave us extra coin to occupy ourselves while we're on leave. We've been draining Valian wine cellars and trying to remember the words of Rawatai anthems, loudly as often as not. I do not understand. We have done nothing wrong. Joking. There's no... No. Really? Back to the ship! We should never have come!
Adu, what brings you to the Hall of the Valeres?
I no longer hear the perverted anthems of Rawatai echoing across Queen's Berth. Gone without a scratch. To each their own. Stick with me and you'll be on the winning side when the dust settles. Merla, you and my father are too alike. Go on. I'm still waiting on word for the next job. You have a few days to decide where your loyalties lie.
Adu, what brings you to the Hall of the Valeres? Valera ships escort goods and merchants from island to island across Deadfire. The Principe dogs show us their stern whenever they spot Valera colors on the horizon. Ach, the Bardato Bank shuts us out of investments and stifles our finances. This is the richest prospect on Iora, but we cannot grow our family business.
Can't make coin at the expense of others? Now that's a crying shame.
If you know a better way of squeezing profit out of these islands, I'm open to hearing it. Ezali is a rich thug, and someday she will get what's coming to her. If we must. What is it? Shoddery. Our disagreements are beyond the point of shaking hands. This is not your feud. If anything, I question your interest. You have little to gain by peace between our families, but you speak as if you might. You want to help? Convince Ezali to negotiate. She ignores my invitations. Until then, leave me be.
My intelligence speaks of agitated whispers in the Valera household. Have on, then, and don't leave me in suspense. Now we know enough to sidestep this particular trap. Here, your deserving pay. I suggest we allow this heist to play out as intended. We will watch as our enemies walk into a trap. This will be the end of the Valera's short, ignoble reign in high society. It most decidedly is. I have no use for a faint heart. Find me when you come to your senses. Speak up. My business never sits still for long. Fratello doesn't make my affairs any easier with his wayward ambitions. His brood threatens open bloodshed in the streets, and he thinks... Delusional little snake. Fine. But you can assure him that I won't be alone. Go on then. Let him know. Before I change my mind.
Ado, what brings you to the Hall of the Valeras? You really managed to convince that stubborn Pugra to show up. I'll make sure the estate is prepared to receive her, then. I will send a messenger to fetch Azali. Whether she is still receptive to the idea of a truce is ultimately up to her. You run your bank like a crime syndicate. Some of us struggled to tell the difference.
We can take it up with the director anytime you feel like explaining why your children are intimidating my merchants. I see our would-be mediator has arrived. Well, we're here. I hope this wasn't some elaborate, ill-advised jest.
I would not willingly welcome a Bardato beneath my roof for the sake of a jest.
As long as the Valera remembers his place, we shouldn't have any problems.
My place is in the dueling ring. Care to let the gods decide, Lady Bardato?
Quiet, Martino. Watcher, now would be the time to lay out your reasoning. Ak, raise the stir in the White March Mountains. The same could be done here.
A force? Watcher? To what end?
Akara, but these sharks are no sympathetic audience.
A noble enough goal.
Atello, I hadn't realized you had a soft spot for the natives.
My goal? To wring out a little respect from this feud before we go under. The company will bleed us dry. We give our lives, our loved ones' lives, and they don't lift a finger to help us. The Bardatos turn their backs. Why shouldn't I teach my children to walk with their heads high?
One does not arm the competition. Besides, lesser people have made more of themselves without the aid of banks. Vagabonds. The only thing I'll say for Atello is that he is a son of the Republics. I'll treat him like any enemy of note.
I'm amazed you can say this with a straight face, Azali.
Once you own the castle, things change. Yes. Yes, I do. They are passable sailors.
Of course, but...
I want the Principe out of the trade lanes.
What?
Half of this month's shipments are missing. I'll give you coin and crew for 5 ships to earn back my investment.
6 ships. With 6, I will drive the Principe from these waters like rats from a fire.
6 ships. I believe we just made a deal, Valera.
Then it's settled?
So it seems. For the time being. Time will tell if this arrangement is a favorable one. My hosts, you'll excuse me if I return home.
You see my adorable fish, Captain. I leave you to guess which of them is real.
For what do you seek the royal brother? Shortage. Are the Raparu not fed the leavings of the Kwaru and Mataru? It is no wonder how Delver's Row won the love of my people, I say, by feeding them when we could not. Find us solutions instead of old problems, I say. Ikira, for what would she sit on her hands if she had the time, or the resources? The tribes beyond our city look to her as well, and the problems are as numerous as fish in the sea. Again, you bring this up. Speak on, I say. If you have more to say, I am not above listening. Ikira, both topics I know well. It is the same in the city as anywhere in the Deadfire. Mataru judge our souls at birth and organize us for the survival of the tribe. I am not the first to say it, but Nekataka has more walls than beaches, more roads than clearings, and more people than fish. Nowhere in the city does a Raparu sit around the same fire as a Mataru. Nekataka tests our traditions, I say. What man or woman of the Isles does not? Our ancestors built this place. We are the hermit crab who occupies a fallen shell. It is for my sister and her priest to judge the fit. Akira, as the largest and most prosperous of the Deadfire tribes, the Kahanga have some authority to speak for the others. I say Onikaza and I are large stones in a tide pool, standing tall as the water rises to our necks. My sister has mastered the diplomat's tongue, and I am foolish to give her frustrations a loud voice. But Ikera, I pray every day that Ngati tests the outsiders against her tallest waves and longest serpents.
The ocean is a few monsters short since the Armada showed up. I think we passed your fish god's trial.
Quite so, Maya. We agree on much, I say. The prosperity of the Juana, our burden to appease the gods. In the trading companies, Onikaza sees Worika testing us, weighing who deserves the Isles. I see Ngate sending krakens of gold and iron against our ship, but arming us with a single harpoon. The gods will judge us by our persistence and our grace before foes.
Now wait, what was the strangest thing you ever saw?
Found an island with a pillar of Adra carved into a giant foot.
God, what a thrill. You're so well-traveled. It's amazing. But don't you ever miss home? What about your loved ones?
Aside from my family, anyone special to me is already here, Firefly.
Well, that's... You see, I mean, same for me. I thought I'd miss my brethren more, but having someone who understands me, it's a surprising relief.
You must be careful when sparring. See the scratches on the wood? Welcome. It is an honor to have one touched by Andra herself under my own roof.
What say? The handsome fish deserves no recognition?
Tales of your capers precede you. I'll have you know that mine is a respectable house. For what do you come to my villa?
Nice house. Be a shame if someone nudged it over the mountainside.
You Rowattians have the strangest sense of humor. The Cornet of Waves. It is a conch shell, but very important. To receive it is the highest honor. The Queen gave it to me as thanks for my years of service. I was her personal bodyguard when she was a child, you know. Because it is sacred to the goddess Andra. Everyone knows it is a privilege to have.
Akara Takano. Everyone knows it is a sign of favor.
I am misled if holding a shell is all it takes to earn Ngati's favor.
Truly? Then I must hope she calls nothing back from me. Generations ago, there was a similar shell. When the old city sank, Andra's faithful gathered around that cornet and prayed for deliverance. But Andra is not a goddess of mercies. Instead of lifting them from the ruin, she pulled them down with the shell and said they would rise when it did. That is the story, anyway. Macabre, no? Of course. Who am I to keep it when Andra herself sends her messenger to collect it? Take it, with my blessing.
Can I ask you something personal?
Makera, do not hold back, my friend.
You sure? Sometimes I ask things to get people riled up without meaning to.
Well, if it riles me up, then I say you have my undivided attention.
All right. Is there any kind of ocean critter I shouldn't be eating in front of you?
I smell that Mataru Richling's perfume on you. You've got something I want. Give me the Cornet of Waves.
Hold on. I thought he hired some dummy that bungled everything.
I ain't failed just yet. Not when I got you cornered. Not without the Cornet of Waves. You think you can chase us away?
Don't believe it, boss. This one's the softest sap in Deadfire.
We'll take our chances.
My friends, stand together.
This does not work.
Yes? Certainly.
So you're the commander of the...
Here's where I do the ritual. Right there, under the statue of Gon.
Happily.
Nothing like a homecoming to make a girl remember her roots, even if they are dried up and half dead. Sometimes I wonder if my brethren don't think I got black ichor running in my veins. Thanks. That sure doesn't leave me feeling lower than a snake's belly. But let me tell you something. My views, Watcher, my rightness or wrongness is between me and my God. The only one who can weigh my worth is gone. Yeah. Lay it on me. I was born to reap souls and lead them to the light. Now with Aethys dead, and these dire visions, I think I need to shield them from a hell gone dark. But the more I gather, the more my mind turns to tatters. That ain't gonna happen. You'd ask me to turn my back on my God? Why Why do you think the god of rebirth held an aspect of death within him? You can't have life without dying. There ain't no beginning without a prior ending. Ain't no day without night, no spring without fall. You can't grow crops if you never harvest for seeds. Aethys is dead, and gone is the death before life. He's the ripeness before the fall. That lumbering hunk of Audra might claim to be Aethys, but that doesn't matter a whit. He died, so he can't be Aethys anymore. Death changes every soul, even a god's. And if it doesn't, it should. All right. Yeah, I'm ready. I've done this before, but never with such a full lantern. You may want to stand back. The experience can be somewhat intense. Don't know if I feel cleaner, but I feel something. Blessed, for sure. Let's just hope it lasts, because my lantern feels as heavy as ever, full to brimming with essence, like dark water spilling over my mind. All right, I'll be right behind you.
Tell me something you learned on the farm, Shodi.
Dried dung's good for starting fires.
Oh. Well, this has been an education.
So what happens if you dry out too much?
If it is Ngati's desire that I stay moist, she will hasten the rain.
If we cannot convince the Mataru nor the Principi, I believe the Dawn Stars may help us. Peatly is a child of the Dawn Stars, and has become the Gullet's most cherished healer. I believe she would willingly hear your request for charity. Speak, and I will listen.
Need something? We tried, but the one away is prize share, meaning anything we'd give these people has to go through the palace.
Akira, it is for the Ranga and the Mataru to feed the tribe.
Best I can tell, our food went to the Queen's table, assuming it didn't rot in the storehouse first. You got their best interests at heart, I know. That's a question for Samhain. I'd ask her myself, but I should stick close, in case any more sick Rapalus show up. She's high priestess at the Temple of Gone. Tell her Pitty sent you. She'll listen. Probably.
Oh, now I've dreamed of this place.
Uh-huh. How might I help you now? You did good, helping Petley with the infected. Anyone half so capable's got my ear. But I won't make you an empty promise. We tried. Shipped some shares for charity. God, it's nearly 2 years back. Had the means to do some real good. But the guards wouldn't have it. Sent it all to the palace to be shared out, proper-like. Never did see it again. Course, we'd be glad to lend a hand. But how'll you see our shares reach the Ruparu this time? What makes you think it'll work now when it didn't then? Alright, you wind up in the good graces of the Kahanga Royals, you get them to see the light, and I'll get you our food.
Sorry, friend. I can't.
Yes? At once.
What say, Watcher? Again, you bring this up. Speak on, I say. My sister would call this a test from the gods. It is our role to feed the Ruparu, and we do not pass on our duties to outsiders. But I am of a different mind. Nothing pleases Ngati like an unlikely solution, and this is what you bring. Akira, then let it be so. If you have more to say, I am not above listening. I expect results, Watcher. Have you gotten to the bottom of Delver's Row? Akira, but keep our water shaper out of trouble.
She keeps hopping in your
No more than a handful, or few, of merkberries. I swear.
You keep doing that, he's gonna follow you all the way home to Raid Saris.
To meet my kin? Now wouldn't that be a tribulation?
I know I'd make the journey for less than a few merkberries.
What do you require? And now the real work begins. You must take this to the Undercroft.
Funny how they never mention the real work up front.
Ay, Miko. It is but a jaunt. It lies just below Delver's Row. It is where goods of questionable provenance originate. Take the lift from Delver's Row, not the lift in the gullet, mind you. My associate Gwenfen will await you outside a passage in the old Juana style. Then you explore the perils and treasures of the old city for something I seek. Among the ruins is a certain mosaic. The shell you found will reveal it to you. Gwenfen can explain all when you find her. It is said the old city was once as grand as Serpent's Crown. Whatever treasure you find there is yours to keep. For now, take this. Consider it an advance. Yet you are still standing here, no? It is only a shame I did not hire you in the first place. There is a lift in Delver's Row, next to a Netzel shop. I will see that the people who guard it do not give you trouble. Once you descend, cross the bridge. Behind the stockade is a door to, well, a very old place. You will know it when you see it. Gwenfen will await you and the cornet there. Do whatever she asks as though the request comes from me.
You the one. Go on. Lift takes you to the Undercroft.
Of course.
It's clever, I'll give him that.
Water Shapers aiding the Principe, bringing in cargo with all the grace of drunk oxen. I have never seen a more undignified use of our talent. Have we all honed Ngati's talent for drudgery? We can discuss my emotional state later. This display has me sickened to my core. The Prince will want to know of this, but I am wondering if the Crown needs to know the truth about Delver's Row at all. This warren brings business and trade through the gullet. Without it, Roparo would be destitute. Akera, let us hope that the Prince is as keen as his sister. If we want to save this place, we'd better leave before taking too many chances. Our presence will not be kindly met.
Hold it right there, mate. State your business. I mean it. Spill your guts or spill your blood. Oh, right. About time you got here. The elf's been chewing her thumbs to nubs waiting for you. There, across the water. Little birds flickering in the old ruins. Hurry on, else she comes to squawk at us. If you can't spot a Principe port for what it is, I might get to thinking you're not supposed to be here.
Unbelievable that they could hide so much under our city.
Interesting.
And who, or what, do we have here? We're all stocked up on silverfin, but this fish is a unique catch.
And I can bite deeper than you might imagine. Are you the one responsible for tricking the Water Shapers into serving your petty errands?
Well, I see it. You've got two options. You can tell me who sent you, or I can feed you the shaft of my gun. That all the scuffle out sends? Tell me, what does he need for now? Guess I heard as much from a crew hand. You're free to go about then. But I'd ask that you keep your nose out of our affairs, else we need to slit it off. See to your business, but stay out of ours.
How about that?
Let's get this over with. It's darker than Andra's asshole in here. All yours. Dario said you know what to do.
Indeed.
Where's the rest? Is that it? There's an old temple of Andra. Dario said it was just past this door. Just what I was thinking. The one we need is bigger, and it should have a very specific mosaic. You'll know it when you see it.
If you would steal or damage a shrine to Ngati, then may the water around you fill with sharks.
Can it, Mama's boy? I'll wait here. Come tell me when you found it. You know, the Huana send people down here to be eaten by monstrous horrors, right? Not much, apparently. Anyway, I thought you knew about all that weird arcane stuff. I'm a bruiser. What do I know about cursed temples and things like this? You can take whatever you can carry out of the temple. Just report back when you found it.
Nekara, I hope we plan on carrying some to a museum?
Carry at your grave as far as I care. Got something for me? Thought we'd been through this. I'm waiting for you to bring the goods so we can find Dario's mosaic and be out of here. Once Dario's got what he wants, you can dig around all you like. What are you saying? It's hot down here, that's all. Anyway, if the boss wants something, I don't question his orders. If the boss didn't tell you, I'm not flapping my chops about it neither. The sooner we get that door open, the sooner we can get back to fresh air and warm company.
Got someone in my sight.
I'm no help here. Absolutely. Nothing.
The elf. Predator.
The next one.
Absolutely. Indeed. Indeed. Happily. The season of harvest is here. Didn't work. Stand together. As you wish. Right between the eyes.